Welcome back to the decision tree module. So far we've seen these three algorithms to decide the best split in decision trees: Gini impurity, chi-square, and entropy or information gain. All of these algorithms are used when we have categorical target variables. In this video, we will look at an algorithm which will help us decide the best split point when we are dealing with a continuous target variable. That can be when we are predicting the sales, taxi fare, the number of bikes rented, etc. In these cases, we can use reduction in variance. This algorithm uses the standard formula of variance. We have seen this earlier in the statistics module. And we can use this to choose the best split. The formula is x minus mu whole square divided by n. Here x is the sample, mu is the mean, and n are the number of samples. Let's look at this node. If we calculate the variance of this node using this formula, it comes out to be somewhere around 6. What about this node? All the values in this node are the same. That's why the variance will be 0. If we compare the variance values here, we can infer that lower value of variance is clearly leading to more pure nodes, whereas a higher value of variance is conversely leading to more impure nodes. So we can choose the variable with lower variance for splitting. Let's check out some of the properties of variance. As I've already discussed, it is used when we have a continuous target. We calculate the variance for all the splits, and the split with the lower variance is selected as the best split, as again we saw in the previous slide. Let's look at the steps to calculate the variance for a split. First, we calculate the variance of each child node using the standard formula that we saw here. Now, once we have the variance of each child node, we calculate the variance of split as the weighted average variance of each child node. Let's calculate the variance for these two splits. As we discussed earlier, variance works with continuous targets. Let's consider student does play cricket is 1 and does not play cricket is 0 for now. Just keep this in mind as we move along. Let's start with a split on the performance in class variable. This is how the split looks like. So we'll first calculate the variance for node above average. Since there are 8 1s and 6 zeros in this node, the mean for this node will be 8 times 1 plus 6 times 0 divided by 14, the total number of observations, and the mean is 0.57. Now the variance of this node will be the formula that we saw earlier, x minus mu whole square, and as there are 8 1s, it will be 8 times 1 minus 0.57 square and 6 times 0 minus 0.57 square divided by the total number of observations, which again are 14. So the variance comes out to be 0.245. Similarly, we will calculate the variance for the below average node. Mean, when we plug in the values, comes out to be 0.33 and the variance is 0.222. You can again pause the video and just verify the values by yourself. Finally, the variance for the split on performance in class is the weighted sum, which comes out to be 0.238. We can calculate the variance for the split on the class variable in a similar fashion. We've calculated the values here for you, and the variance for the split on class comes out to be 0.16. Like I mentioned in the previous couple of videos as well, I recommend you do these calculations on your own and then compare your results with the values that we are showing here. This will truly help you ingrain the concept when you're working on this outside this course. The next step now is to compare the variance for both of these splits. Remember, we got a value of 0.238 for the performance in class variable and 0.16 for the split on the class variable. Now, lesser the variance, better the split. We established this before. That's why class again will be the better split in this case. So these were the splitting algorithms that are very popularly used to decide the best split point for decision trees. You can look at the problem that you're dealing with and accordingly choose the algorithm that best fits your problem. In the next video, we're going to spend some time looking at the properties of decision trees. I'll see you there. Thank you.